The sweetheart of the scene, the most glorious beard from France. Situated in Paris, it is SyDe. And the top right, the proud Swede representing the Night Elf race. One of the best micro Night Elves in Europe. It is LiiLD.C. Starting off with the Keeper here, being aggressive quite early on. Last hit, trying to be stolen by an Acolyte. Not gonna happen though. Keeper gets the full experience. And the big mana potion, of course. Wonderful. In case of a fast expansion attempt, this Keeper would be very well situated to stop that in its tracks. But I don't think SyDe is gonna go for it. Seems very much like a pretty fast tech over here. Whereas DC, wow, with a really fast expansion. That's a 1 Archer Expo. That's pretty rare to see nowadays.
Yeah, he starts the tree early, but he's obviously still going to make more units. That's going to delay stake a bunch, but not the end of the world. Especially when you have that greater mana, you know you're going to have great map control. And yes, SyDe's carrying a Sacrificial Skull, which has to make LiiLD.C wonder. But by now, seeing the army movements, having spotted the main base of the opponents, he knows that there's not likely to be an Expo. And that was a nice double fake here by SyDe, forcing the detonation on the Wisp without actually throwing out that Death Coil. So he's still got pretty much close to full mana. SyDe, he seems to know that something's happening up there, and he's headed straight towards that expansion. Did you know, by the way, that LiiLD.C used to play handball at a pretty good level? He's like a very tall guy, as SyDe was saying earlier in the game. It feels like for all these Swedes, being really good at WarCraft 3 is not good enough. You know, they have to be like, you know, bodybuilder, personal trainer, doctor. They're all doing something special.
I, in fact, did not know that, but good to know.
Oh, the Treants!
DC summons the Treants. Oh, that's very unfortunate. They actually can't reach. And that should be a cancel. Absolutely. It's gonna come at the cost at 1 or 2 ghouls. But yeah, it is gonna be a cancel on the expansion. Big mana committed. DC's trying to get some ghoul kills. He gets only 2 for it, which is easily worth it for SyDe. Now the big question is, what's the difference in tech timing? And it is... well, I would have expected worse. It's like half a minute. It's not the end of the world, I suppose.
Yeah, it does feel super sad, like if you're gonna attempt an expansion like this, to have it die when it's so close to finishing, because if you would have even just barely finished, he could have just repaired it with a ton of Wisps. And then the game would be looking very different, because SyDe would then have overcommitted to trying to cancel that, but... Skeleton dies up there, Keeper getting closer and closer to the 3. DK is still only level 1. I feel like DC... despite losing that tree, as long as he can get level 3 quickly and then remake that expansion, maybe even on location, he's going to be in an okay spot.
Yeah, I think the cancel from SyDe was good, but if you stay over-aggressive and neglect creeping, you can quickly lose that little advantage that you got before. Like, the Keeper could easily creep the natural now. DC's playing it pretty damn safe. Not creeping the natural at this point. He's going to go for the next green before. It's going to be his level 3 then. And the DK in the meantime staffs over to his ghouls, and that's the right play by SyDe. He has to catch up now in creeping. He'd love to get one of those juicy mana potions himself.
Yeah, with Keeper getting level 3 now, it's going to offer great control for this Keeper around the map. Sentry Ward, one of the best items he could have found here. In terms of map control, he can just have a bunch of those, like one in center, maybe one on their expansion or main base to see all the movement happening around the map. And DC actually goes... for Treants level 2, I want to say almost unconventional here. A lot of players, they would simply go for Entangle level 2, but I guess that's maybe going to make the leveling for his second hero easier with that extra Treant that you get when you summon them. And he's creeping the Expo without even being there now. How does he know a DK is not going to just walk in and steal that beautiful crystal ball?
Wait, where'd he go? Ah, it's still on the ground. Never mind. Yeah, it's also very good having the Treants level 2 to prevent a tier 2 counter expansion, which is something we've been seeing getting attempted by undeads every now and then. But either fast expo or tier 3 expo seem to be the better way to go nowadays. As SyDe has the Lich coming out, is going tier 3, and it's going to have a crisp tier 3 timing here before too long. Tree of Life is coming up, but again, good scout by a skeleton. Before we had the great scout from an Acolyte at the first Tree of Life. Now we have another one coming in. Can SyDe cancel it again? It should be hard this time. Demon coming out, and importantly, LiiLD.C bringing the wisps.
Oh, the crystal ball. No! Not like this. He's gonna take it. Call onto the Lich. Demon Hunter shows up at the perfect time to prevent the next Death Coil from happening if he were to mana burn the DK, but actually he goes for the Detonate. And that Lich is gonna try and staff out. I don't think it's gonna be happening.
Oh my god.
Just the last hit from the Demon makes sure that the Lich actually goes down. And all of a sudden, that tree, I mean, it's gonna be finishing for sure. I don't know why he used the Revelation on this. I mean, he knows it's here, but sure.
Dude, that staff was so close. I would love for some math wizards to calculate this, but that must have been definitely less than half a second. That was inches away from getting out. And a great heads-up play by SyDe there as well, giving that item over, but just barely didn't have the time. Now, a level 1 hero doesn't take long to come back. There was also some valuable experience for this demon. We saw earlier in Neutron's game how important it is to level that demon early up, ideally to 3. But for DC, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Oh, wow. Dude, in the main, he's rushing tier 3 DC is. That looks real greedy.
Yeah, DC is a big fan of Archer into Bears. He also does it against human. He skips Dryads entirely and then just stays on a bunch of Archers, gets Bears at the front, has War to work with. And we keep on mentioning it, and we're going to keep on mentioning it. Those Bears now, with the extra mana that you get, definitely quite scary and very, very good in the right hands.
Wow, that is so greedy, dude. He's gonna make one Dryad. Maybe he's not gonna skip every single one of them. Alright, a bit of Dryads first. But that tier 3 is risky, dude. That tier 3 is risky. If SyDe comes in with a tier 3 timing with a Tinker, rushing tier 3 like this could oftentimes cost you the game. But if the Undead decides to counter-expand, of course, then that's the perfect call.
Okay, there's still a Sentry Ward available here for DC. A big thing that happened is that DC wanted to prioritize taking the expansion quickly. So instead of waiting for the demon to be out and creeping that with the demon, he did it as soon as possible. So yes, he got Keeper 3.5, but that also meant that the demon was going to be a bit under-leveled because it's kind of hard if you take all of the camps near your base in the start to level that second hero as easily. So demon is only slightly over level 2 now. And this is SyDe's strong push here with 41 supply right now. He's trying to get on top of these archers. LiiLD.C buying a bit of time. He's got an illusion. He's got the Ancient of War right behind.
Great wisp positioning, by the way. Oh, wait a minute. Is it, though? They're actually not in the mine. They haven't been mining at all from this gold mine yet, the wisps. Ancient of War comes into the fight. It's all over the place. Where's the battle actually taking place is the question here. Demon coming out with a few burns. Now the wisps finally jump into the gold mine. They hadn't been gaining any extra gold here for a long time. LiiLD.C definitely looking a little shaky here on game 1, but we'll see if it's enough to push back this attack. Not too much left by SyDe. He used the big mana potion, Lich healthy again, but most ghouls are out of the fight.
Yeah, the battle was happening everywhere. That's why it was happening. Some beautiful movement early on from LiiLD.C to move the archers to the right-hand side so that the ghouls came close to them, and the Ancient of War was hitting pretty much the whole time. He sent Keeper back at home. Let's see if he tries and grab an orb here before re-engaging. And the tree is really low. He didn't repair the tree correctly here. LiiLD.C with an extra wisp on the gold mine as well. He needs to react very quickly. SyDe might just be happy sniping the tree and tipping out. Goes for a Nova on the wisp.
And that's the DK finally getting 3. But a big upgrade here for DC. He gets the Orb of Venom, which makes a huge difference. Dispel's coming in fast and furious. No mana anymore on the DK, and they're just going to have to TP out. Good transfer there. Pocket Factory taken out. Stressful moment for DC, but he holds at the expansion. Dude, not only did he rush tier 3, he also didn't have Nature's Blessing. So DC playing this right on the edge. But he holds. However, SyDe in the meantime got his own expansion up, and there's no Wisp in the south at the moment to see this.
DC only invests in the risky cryptos, man, and somehow it works out. That Doge going up. We had the expansion now on the way for sides, and is there going to be an Abom transition? Yes, there is. First Abom is underway. There is no Disease Cloud yet, I believe, so he should queue that probably immediately after. Right now, DC is pretty... Oh, he's only got Archer and Dryads, so he's very heavy on the range units, but you have to guess and assume he's going to be going into Bears here momentarily, immediately behind this. I think he just wanted to make sure he was safe first and foremost.
Yeah, he's got the perfect item to do it as well. Finds the Scourge Bone Chime, which is going to be amazing for the demon and also really good for the bears if they do survive a decent amount of time, which should be pretty feasible here at the moment. If SyDe gets to 70 supply, level 3 Lich, and a lot of fiends, then bears oftentimes just get sniped quickly, don't get out any swipes, and then this aura isn't really useful. But currently, I would assume this aura will be doing quite a good job. Like this A-bomb could potentially. One A-bomb in the mix for SyDe could be very helpful. Is he getting the upgrade? Yes, he is. Disease Cloud coming in. Expansion. Not really saturated yet, though. This is still a scary moment for SyDe. He is not rich yet by any means.
SyDe is always watching pretty much every tournament that's happening. And if there's one thing we mention all the time, it's how important Disease Cloud is here with these A-bombs. You want to get it immediately after one A-bomb, sometimes even before you get the first one. So definitely took note of that. He's going to be applying that here against this army. If everything gets hit by Disease Cloud, that's a lot of hit points going down consistently. That's Sentry Wards. He could just actually just walk in and coil the Sapper if he sees that it's coming. And hopefully for this, he's going to realize early that he's been spotted, because if he sends that in, it's not going to work out at all.
Oh yeah, he definitely saw it. He definitely saw it. DK was already running ahead. How much XP is the Sapper? Is it 40?
I don't know, but I think it's not so much about the XP, but making sure you don't get blown up.
Bro, it's about leveling. Looting and leveling. That's what I love. Good SyDe. 56 supply. Now finally going to be fully mining, and DC took his foot off the pedal a little bit, so SyDe had some room to breathe. DC now, though, fully kicking into high tech. He's getting more upgrades. Dryad's about to hit 1-1. Lumber is looking marvelous for DC, which is a big deal. You want to get these upgrades nice and fast for the Dryads, Bears, and everything else.
I think the best thing to do maybe for DC is to pull that camp at the bottom, and then try and force a bad fight of SyDe attacking into him, but he doesn't have Bears yet. The first 2 ones are only now finally about to come out. DC is doing a great job with the upgrades, by the way. He's already 1-1, getting +2 attack now. Whereas on the other side, we have no upgrades whatsoever from this graveyard. Only the first one now being queued, the +1 attack for the Fiends. But it's going to take a while before it's finally there.
The problem for SyDe is he only has 2 ghouls left. In this kind of game, when you know an attack could be coming in any moment, you don't want to go for ghouls, you want to go for army. So this could hurt him in the long run. Mana
get a Shredder.
Of course, quite impactful. He could, but it's very expensive. Wouldn't be too surprised if he wants to have more army. But at the moment, he's got so much gold. SyDe should certainly make something. 800 gold for him.
Yeah. If you look at his balance of gold to lumber, it will make so much sense for him to get this Lich almost level 3 here. And that Magnator, you have to compete for that. You can't let it go to the opponent's side. He moved a little far back here. I think DC sees an opportunity to maybe try and get the snipe. But just like in every one of my games, that Magnator will come back and offer himself to the opponent, looks like.
This looks like a pretty even fight right now. Supply-wise, we're not too far apart. Demon Hunter taking a good chunk of damage. Bear's gonna morph, gonna have to redo up again. It's not gonna be dispelled. Morphs back into bear form. Hardly any bears, it's only Dryads. This army for DC really isn't the strongest, and I think SyDe will prevail here in the set.
Yeah, DC may be misreading here his army strength at the time in the game. SyDe with some beautiful healing wards at the back. Trying to go for the Tinker. He's almost level 3. There would be a bit of extra hit points if this archer dies, but the Tinker actually goes down super fast. And there is no staff preservation here. DC, he has the Town Portal to get out, but he needs to be careful not to lose one of his heroes.
DK level 4 was a big level up. The mana burn there perhaps a little missing. Lots of treants still being summoned, man. But DC's losing so many units. DC's trying to maintain position to get this red camp with a block as well. The Magnator is waking up again. Oh my god, is he really going to be able to force this TP? No, the DK is too fast. He's going to get out of there. And now the Keeper in deep trouble. In really deep trouble. But he holds on to the TP. That's a balls of steels right there.
SyDe has no TP, by the way, so he would have died here if he got blocked to the max and actually targeted down. So it was a big escape for him to be able to get out. The Lich, though, in danger. There is no invul, no Town Portal. That Lich is going to go down.
Oh my god.
DC catching the Lich. That might mean that he gets the Magnator. The Magnator actually helping him out right now. One single Stormbolt onto an A-bomb.
What the hell? The Frostbolt. This Magnator, we've seen it before against trees. And that is Ancients. Now against the A-bomb, but A-bomb gets away. Oh man, SyDe. If he had just moved his Lich better. This would have been a great engagement for him, but in the end, finally DC gets what he wants. I don't know where this Magnetor was going, but last hit goes to LiiLD.C, and it's a Cadgus pipe. How important was it to keep that away from side?
Super important, but he needs to get back in position to defend the X. But that Magnetor was switching allegiances more than little finger, Remo. What's going on with this guy?
Oh my god. It's like Italy during the World Wars. You don't know where you're going to end up on. Now we're going to have a counterattack. Base race. Who's going to lose the expansion first? It could be both going down. Mass Wisp Repair. Lich back from the tavern. Doesn't have enough mana for the Nova right now. Sapper actually finds its target. Takes out the Ziggurat, but maybe not the Haunted. Seems like both will be losing their base. Wait a minute. Side. He doesn't have a. He does have a TP. He does have a TP, but not using it at the moment.
He grabbed one on the way, which is actually very smart. Like, you'd always need to have a Town Pole at this stage. They both do. It's kind of a game of chicken. Like, both expansions are gonna die, and then it's like, who Town Portals first? I do feel like the under base is maybe a little harder to siege than for the Night Elf base. Let's see. Usually you kind of wait and see how it's going. You know, sometimes you'll do really well, and you're like, okay, well, I don't need to TP. Maybe I can kill his main building first. But in this case, LiiLD.C feels like he has to save his lore, so he's just gonna get back home.
Oh, there's still one Ancient of War down here, which is really cool. This Ancient of War, he's been on a journey, dude. He's seen a lot of the map. He's at a very deliberate pace. He's going, not rushing anything. If you see me strolling through the city, that's kind of the pace you could expect from me as well.
On a Sunday night, after a night out. Just slowly going through the streets.
Well, in that case, it would be a lot more zigzag than going in a certain direction, but the pace might be similar.
DC heading hippos here, but he doesn't have so many of them currently. He's only got the 3. And SyDe actually has web, so technically, I mean, when I've seen that before, it's almost never done much at all, right? If you're the undead, you got web on autocast, you just web a bunch of stuff, you're like, oh, nice, he made 4 hippos. You just pull back, and then they're really never attacking.
LiiLD.C wants to try, and that's the thing, when you get web, you feel like you have to engage. But of course, when the Fiend get attacked by the bears, they do take plenty of damage. SyDe falling back. Keeping most things alive so far, but there he loses one A-bomb and one Fiend. And this Demon about to be level 5. That would be a big one. Some hippos going down as well. There we go. Demon 5.
Whoa. Yeah, that Demon 5 is so scary now. Like, so much mana is going to be burnt. If the heroes finally run out, he can go for the statues. Lich too far at the front here. There is no more Death Coil. He does have a mana potion on the DK. Might even drop the Medallion of Courage, but the fight is so chaotic. Tinker barely gets out. DC, smelling blood in the water here, is pushed SyDe all the way back to his base.
And he even kills the Tinker with that Demon Hunter, with that mana burn. Dude, this demon doesn't even have Orb of Venom yet. He's going to get more scary later on. But SyDe can still fight. He's got 5-4 heroes. The Tinker, losing him hurts, but it's not a neck breaker. The DK and the Lich, those are the most important heroes. Tinker will be back before too long. The reviving process has been started.
Oh my god, Remo, you're going down.
Dude, that's Ancient of War, seriously.
What is he even doing here? What did he think was gonna happen?
He was like Bilbo Baggins, bro. There and back again. But he met his end at Angband, or whatever that undead base is. In the meantime, bottom right side is expanding, and that might come as a total surprise. LiiLD.C checks top left, but I'm not sure if he's going to check bottom right. Oh, the Hippo, though. The Hippo Scout. Look at that. DC with a heads-up play. Is he going to check it?
You know, you always talk about Lich getting level 4 and that extra intelligence. You know what's even better? Level 5 Lich. And right now, I think SyDe is identified. There is a very few camps left on his side of the map. Can that Murloc camp here give him one of the more important levels here that he could get?
Oh my god.
And yes, just barely. On the dots. 1400
is going to be scouted. But maybe he can defend it. Is it going to be up in time? SyDe 66 supply. Tinker about to be back. More A-bombs coming. And DC, he's down by 15 supply or so.
Yeah, he needs to start producing now. I think maybe he's waiting until the last second. Yeah, okay. See, he sees SyDe moving out. He should be definitely breaking upkeep here very soon. It's so, I mean, you might just cancel. Yeah, there it is. He cancels. I think he identified that DC probably already knew. This is like so smart by both players. Because DC was waiting for that expo to be up to actually siege it. You want it to finish. It's right next to your base. What better spot for you to fight in than there? And then SyDe all alike, he saw the army movements and he's like, I'm not going to fall for this. I wasn't born yesterday. So he just cancels. And he's like, all right, you want to prevent me from getting that expo? That's fine. But instead, I'm going to make more units and attack you. Let's see if you're ready. And I don't know if this is ready because you only know broke upkeep and it's 58 supply to 70. Will the soup lie? Usually in StarCraft, it doesn't. But in WarCraft 3, is that the case?
Yeah, with home base advantage, if DC especially is fighting in his main with Moonwells, it could make a huge difference. Also, nighttime. DC has way more vision right now, and look at that burn. Minus 150, thank you. Wait, where's the staff, though? Where's the staff, though? Keeper, where you at, bro? He doesn't have a staff! Are you kidding?
Oh my god.
He's
trying to reach you. He's trying to reach you, but the best so far. Demon! No, he just cannot get out. A hippo gets swept.
Oh my god.
DC, he has 2 upgrades, but he's missing one of the most important components of his army. His Demon Hunter level 5. And here, no question, you want to instant revive, but there is a gigantic undead army on the way to that tavern in center.
Unforgivable mistake by DC, not going for that staff. He was just in his main, he could have bought it. He kept the crystal ball, but that didn't get a staff. And now without a Demon Hunter, this is hopeless. There's no way this is gonna work. The Keeper, his spells can always get dispelled by the destroyers. Yeah, the Tinker might fall, but it's not really very relevant. And the Dryads all going down. 1-0 Fiends seem to be good enough. And DC's falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, down to 34 supply against 67. Tinker might need to be pulled back here. He already used the invuln. DC gonna go for the target here, maybe hoping to get level 6, but he's barely got any units left. And those destroyers, they put in so much work. He keeps on summoning Treants, despite 2 destroyers being there, feeding them mana every time to kill those bears even quicker.
This is gonna be the end. DC's gonna lose everything. Yeah, we have an expansion, but that doesn't really matter if your entire main base dies. Keeper gets 6. He's got 4 units. He can heal up now. Unfortunately, no Demon Hunter.
Yeah, didn't even have the resources to restart it. He has a base in the bottom right that gets spotted by a destroyer. And I think it's usually one last-ditch effort to try and pull off a miracle here.
But the playmaking potential is so low. The Keeper spells are close to useless in this late game. He's only really an orb carrier at this stage. Eats the Fiend, Coil Nova, Keeper trying everything with the potions, but he is gonna die as well. Double level 6 GG. 1-0 lead for SyDe.
Whew, guys, what a tug of war that was. Could have gone both sides for sure, but yeah, as you guys said, unforgettable, unforgivable mistake, that's for sure. Losing the Demon Hunter like that, that is your carry in the late game. Wasn't the case here as he was 6 feet under, but cool and entertaining game. Entertaining cast there, of course, as well. Thank you, Todd, for stealing one of my lines in that cast with the level 5 on the dot. I wonder how many viewers got that reference. We go into a little break, give LiiLD.C some time, and SyDe, of course, as well, get more coffee in, and then will we see a second Frenchman in the lower bracket finals, Craft and SyDe, or will LiiLD.C survive until game 3? See you in a bit. SyDe, the most powerful beard in all of European Warcraft, is one map away from getting that rematch versus Blade from day 2 right there. LiiLD.C, what's left in the Swedish tank?
Well, I've been praising him a lot. I think there's still lots of stuff possible for him in the micro department. Just one base, straight up. He looks so good. I wonder, should he switch gears? Should he stray away from the Foggy style, from the Keeper Expo style? His Demon first into Naga and then pressure play is usually so strong. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that now, moving forward.
All right, then we see the two players once again. SyDe leaned back into his chair, almost relaxed how he sits there. DC looks a little more stressed than prior to this best of series. So we have a new map that is Tidehunters. It's played in pretty much every single series so far. And here we see it once again. An absolute beauty of a map. Let's have an absolute beauty of a game with map 2.
SyDe says GLHF. LiiLD.C with the good luck. SyDe says beautiful. Yeah, not many can write that. Alright, where does this go? It requires... we don't know. And you know, I gotta agree with that. Every time I want to spell out beautiful, I have to think in my head, beautiful. Any truers, Todd? Any truers?
No. I have this problem with peasants. I always think it's peasants P-E-A or P-A-E. And still to this moment, I'm not sure, because every time I type it, I have to try and remind myself.
What's your level of confidence on weird and receive?
100%.
Alright, spell it for me.
W-E-I-R-D. R-E-C-E-I-V.
R-E-C-E-I-V?
Yeah.
That's correct.
V-E.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, let's cast the game. We got a Demon Hunter actually from LiiLD.C, so no Keeper into Demon. It's almost like, it feels super old school nowadays to see Demon Hunter first in almost any situation, except maybe Night Elf Mirror, where it's like more standard. What do you think?
And Todd, you know me. I am never one to gloat. But didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? Demon first, here we go. That's the way to go. LiiLD.C's Demon first, really good. Excuse me?
It was Bidu that said it.
You mean Bidu was here like 30 seconds ago and I missed it? Is that what you're saying? You know, I'm not sure I can trust your. I'm not sure I can trust your level of confidence anymore. Anyways, Demon Hunter, indeed it is, and DC's Demon is very strong. It's a fast expansion attempt by SyDe. Let's see how this goes. If the Wisp detonates in the smack bang middle, then we're gonna have all that blight being deleted. However, there's a second skull. DC, how's he gonna follow this up? Usually, if SyDe commits a lot of ghouls here. Oh, look at that dodge! What a swagger play! Oh, and it detonated the entire blight. But here comes the second skull. Blight placed again. Second Wisp is here though. But you know, if that Ziggurat finishes, it doesn't matter. That's going to be blight regardless. How is DC going to follow this up? We check out the main. Hunter's Hall is up. Second Ancient of War. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baba. We're going all in, boys.
Mass tier 1. Will SyDe be able to identify that? We saw actually it was on this very map, same position that Starbuck did this type of expansion. But then, instead of just playing greedy, taking and all that, he went double crypt Mass Fiends to make sure that he could hold. Happy actually did the same against Starbuck recently too.
Yeah.
Where he was against Human, Pala Rifle, expanded, double crypt, Mass Fiends. You can hold pretty much anything that's being thrown at you. So SyDe, there is a scout at the top. Oh my god, that skeleton is so important. He needs to see the tier 1. He needs to see the second Ancient of War and the Hunter's Hall.
Yeah, he did. He saw it. He saw it. The best play now might be to just tech instead. Hard choice to make. SyDe has the resources and he goes for the tech. There it is. DC, did he see no expo? He's almost getting surrounded. But there's a Wisp. There's a Wisp. Threatens the detonate. Doesn't go through with it. And now DC has to realize that he has to tech himself. Is he gonna do that though? I don't think so.
Yeah, he
Hunt's
does.
coming out.
He did. I think he saw the lack of expansion. he chased far enough that he saw that there was no gold mine on the way. And he just, being the smart player that he is, he was like, okay, something's going on. He probably teched. So he just starts tech himself. Obviously, he still has a bunch of gold, so he's going to start double hunt production. And now he can just go back into creeping, maybe power up that demon to level 3.
Yeah, the thing is, DC has tons of map control now with these hunts, which are very strong early. They will fall off, though. So you have to double down on your early strength, get another lead, and that is going to be with an expansion on the way to tier 2. So you should creep up the natural right now and expand on the spot. And that seems to be the plan here as well for this Demon Hunter. Of course, SyDe having a tower and a ziggurat at the expansion already, it's very enticing to go for that expo now at this base. So it could be 2-base, 2-base. But I think DC wouldn't be too upset about that, because he's got the Demon first. He could follow up with a Panda second, and Demon into Panda is the strongest late game that NiiLD can possibly have.
Yeah, I wonder, like, how do you judge exactly how many hunts you should get? You probably want to cut pretty early. He's starting a third one. Uproots the Ancient of War. That's the best use you can make of it, yeah, is to send it to the lab. And usually there's always the race of who can get to level 3 quicker. But, I mean, when that happens for the Demon, then usually the DK, we don't really seeing as much more presence from him anymore from that point onwards. SyDe, remember, he sold his Stunt Portal early, so it's very smart to make sure he gets a staff here to be able to get out from dicey situations.
Oh, look at the ghouls. Ghouls coming from the main. 8 of them. That is a huge commitment. Is this going to be fast enough to get the cancel on the tree? It could be. It's not for certain, though. In the meantime, tower coming up at the expansion, haunted as well. If SyDe gets this cancel, he's going to be in a good position. DK, distracting in the main. Very smart play by SyDe. Oh, but the hunts. That's pretty lucky by LiiLD.C. The hunts see the ghouls early, but he's not reacting. He's not yet reacting.
Oh, the archers. Ghouls are like, nah, we'll be back for you. We got a tree on our side. And the DK is going to staff to the expo as well for a bit of extra damage, movement, HP regen with Unholy Aura. I think that tree is dead here.
Yeah, it absolutely is. DC has to get a few ghoul kills here to make up for it. And this, he was just bamboozled. This Demon Hunter was wasting his time following the DK around. You should have just sent 1 or 2 hunts to follow the DK. This was a pretty big mistake by DC. And that's gonna hurt him now in this economy game. But he is tier 2, and this must be time for the Panda.
And this one ghoul is trying to get a cancel on the lore by itself in the main. SyDe will realize. I wonder if LiiLD.C might be inclined to try for a more aggressive play where he stays on one base longer here. But usually those Spirit Tower and Arabian Tower are very hard to take out.
Great play by SyDe, dude. He's in a good position now. He's gonna have the expo mining, and it's so hard for DC to decide what to do. Is he gonna expand? He rushes tier 3. No second hero, no expansion.
Bears, man. I think if you just go pure bear, and then keeps attacking, nice deny on the goal in the top right here, but damn, those creeps today, I don't know what's going on. They don't like DC between... Actually, no, it was SyDe that got that got messed up by the Magnator. Yeah, this time an archer was caught. Those make it out, though. It was only the DK up there. I think if you just go pure bear and you siege the expo non-stop here, that's maybe one of your best chances to maybe break the undead, no?
I think the only way it can work, though, is with a level 3 Panda. And where's the Panda? We don't have it at all. Not on level 1, level 3, or anything. And it's a big risk as well. What if there's 12 Gargs and just mass repair? That push might fail and you lose the game. The safer play for DC would have been to try to re-expand again with a Panda and stay on tier 2. But he is going tier 3, and that, we'll see how that works out. Gotta be honest, I have not too much confidence.
Bone chimes at the lab. I guess he sees the DK, so he knows that's not going to be stolen. Unless there's a ground unit there and any staffs. We saw the crystal ball being stolen before. Perhaps that was the winning move. By the way, that game, technically, he found 2 crystal balls, because later on, DC had another one, which he kept until the end of the game, which I also don't really understand, to be honest.
Alright, here we go again. Tree of Life coming up. Dryads camping. at the expansion, but SyDe is going to be able to explode into upkeep into 70 so soon. Lich is out. 70 supply. Capacity going to be unlocked in a moment. Oh, the Shredder. The Shredder goes down as well. And things get from bad to worse for DC.
He forgot to pick up Bone Chimes at the lab as well. And SyDe seeing that there is Dryads, he sees the tier 3 now. We might be seeing that brand new Boneyard without sack pit, maybe. Gets a slaughterhouse now in the main base. Are you an adept of the Boneyard Frostworm Rush?
I myself don't have too much confidence in it yet. Oh, the Garg. Find the Scourge Bone Chimes. Bye-bye. No Vamp Aura for you. The only way it seems like it can work out is against Night Elf, against Bear. So yeah, this would be the matchup to do it in. But oftentimes I feel like more Destroyers just seem better. And SyDe, I don't think he needs him. He's going a third Crypt, he's going a Slaughterhouse. SyDe can just get a heal scroll or two, get up to 70 supply, and just roll over DC, I think.
Garg City.
Always running interference.
Yeah, it's tricky for DC to counter, especially because the Panda is so late. Like, how is he supposed to level now? SyDe is supposed to kind of stick around and prevent that from happening. And SyDe is even already saving. He's got 800 gold, he's on 50 supply. If he saves up to like 1500 and then breaks, his ascension to 80 supply is going to be so fast, and he's even going to be able to afford healing scrolls as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
One breath of fire to greet these gargoyles, but it's only level 1 breath. It's the downside of the late Panda.
Oh my god, the Remo Enchant of War is back.
Once again on a journey to discover himself and the world. The Expo is standing though. If DC is left alone for another couple of minutes, he's going to be strong. But I'm pretty sure SyDe is not going to give his opponent that time.
Yeah, SyDe was already very disruptive here in center. He created a lot of chaos and he forced the Demon Hunter to stay close to the Panda. So the Demon Hunter was also soaking experience. And as nice as level 4 is on the Demon Hunter, it's really the Panda level 3 that you want to get as soon as possible here before there is any kind of fight. SyDe, he's got a mana potion, creeps the marketplace up there, and his supply is about to go completely out of control. He even queued Stone Form and Frenzy behind this to make sure he has all the upgrades that he needs.
Did you just buy a Lionheart? I think so, right? Yeah, he must have. He didn't creep the lab. All right, 1.5 armor, definitely good, especially in the late game. Panda solo creeping, scroll the beast for him, very unthankful item. But he is very close now to that level 3. Demon in the middle, scouting things out. These burns are valuable.
Oh, I like this. DC saw the Gargs headed for the main, so he transferred all the Wisps down there to make sure he can still mine lumber correctly. Having lost the Shredder, he's actually very short on lumber right now, and it's about to get worse, I think, with those Gargs on the hunt for some more Wisps.
Inside, he's actually giving DC quite a bit of time, isn't he? 64 supply, SyDe has not gone for the big push. I feel like he definitely lost out on a timing window here. As DC's got 1,000 gold, he can go into high upkeep here, or not high upkeep, but a good amount of upkeep here before too long. DC's being greedy though, real greedy. Still at 50.
I'm surprised, yeah. It definitely feels like he should queue 2 Wisps per tree and then start breaking upkeep as well already. Like maybe he hasn't seen... I mean, I would have thought that from the amount of Gargs that he saw, he'd know that SyDe's already over 50. So he can't afford to wait too long, but maybe he feels like he's behind and he needs to do something. He's gonna try and buy some time here with an attack, and Panda is finally level 3, catches 2 ghouls. So Demon's gonna get even closer to level 4, but SyDe, he wants to make sure he grabs the only the most important camp, I feel like, on this map, and he gets Khadgar.
There's a lot of time bought by DC. He's gonna force a TP back. DC should use this time to get more Moonwells, Wisps, and produce army. And he's finally going into upkeep. It feels late though. He's still missing Wisps. He's got the Moonwells coming up at the expansion, but now SyDe is finally coming in for the big attack. 2 heal scrolls. Is DC going to be ready against this? He's got the shop here at the Expo, which means mana potions for the Panda. Demon is ready, army in position, but DC supply very low.
He grabbed the second orb for the Panda. Oh, Breath of Fire gets dodged by Stoneform. Really amazing move by SyDe here, negating that full damage.
Very well done indeed. Double Orb of Venom is online, but the Demon Hunter in trouble already. DC mostly has to just run away. Demon Hunter out of the fight here for the most part. One Dragon Haze Breath of Fire connects, but only very badly. These Gargs still all super high HP. The Orb of Venom has to do the job here over time. Huge supply lead for SyDe. Mana looking sort of low, but the tower is taken out. DC in tons of trouble.
Yeah, it's really tough here for him to hold from there. 55 supply. He needs to buy a bit of time. Doesn't even have that much mana on the Panda anymore. And with that shop being gone, that's not going to help. He has a mana potion on that Panda. SyDe is saying you have to engage right now. Attacks the tree. Moves back the Gargoyles. All the injured ghouls are going to run away from the time being. Give some time for Unholy Aura and the statues maybe to heal them back up before they re-engage. Dryads just evaporate against this many Gargoyles with 2-1 upgrades.
A very nice stone form here as well. These Gargoyles are going to survive easily. Demon Hunter at the moment not getting focused, but once he is, he's going to drop down fast. And SyDe, this is looking very much like a 2-0 for him. He's going to force back the Night Elf army, and he can take out this Tree of Life if he wants to. But he doesn't feel too much pressure, too much urgency on that just yet.
And the Panda turns around here. DC, looks like he's on his last few forces, his last breath in this game. He needs to save the expansion. He could send the Shredder from the main, but I would actually die very fast against all of these Gargs. He's trying to kite. He's actually doing a very good job kiting with the Dryads. Might have to use Staff of Preservation here in a second. Demon uses the mana pot. Sorry, DK. And the Demon Hunter was too far away to actually staff on time. DC loses the Panda.
And that seems to be the end over here. SyDe still with so much supply. At this point in the game, it just seems like he's going through the motions. It should be a win for him. Lich somehow still so much mana. Of course, those Catgust Pipe, or that Catgust Pipe, was really good. No way. Can DC push this back? Shouldn't be possible. One Destroyer. Ooh, last millisecond save.
SyDe even mixing in a single album. Why not? If you had the gold. Might as well. Sends the ghouls back to the expansion. He's actually starting to run low on lumber. Because he had pulled almost all of them except the one in the main base. I like this by SyDe. You know, this is how games can be thrown sometimes if you're not careful enough. I'm sure there's some people shouting, why isn't it finishing him? But it's not Mortal Kombat, guys. It's WarCraft 3. And if you're in a good position and you feel like there is one way you might be still throwing the game, maybe don't just rush in, you know, a la Sonic, but instead grab a healing scroll and invuln. He has double invuln and double healing scroll as well here. SyDe actually gets the snipe on the tree before the town portal goes through. And DC, that Panda, is 60% through remades. Not going to be there on time to help out.
And the objective was achieved. SyDe takes out the expansion, still sitting on 2 bases, looking so strong now. Level 5 4 heroes, Gargs on 3-1 upgrades. He's got an aura as well. In fact, he's got 2 auras. And DC on his last leg. This Panda, death was not recoverable, was not allowed. And it was a wild game, it was a crazy game. And I think that's probably the best way you can play against DC. Don't play it 1 base versus 1 base. Don't play it straight up. Make it weird. Make him have to go for weird decisions. You know, his execution, his mechanics in the micro especially is always going to be there. But if you put him in front of weird choices, that's maybe where you can catch him off guard. And I think that's what happened here this game.
Super clever by SyDe, by the way. He just killed the Expo at the top. He's like, okay, what would be challenging right now? And then he's like, oh, probably if he got another expansion on the left-hand side, I wouldn't scout. So he sends the Gargoyles there. It's there. Gets the cancel. And in the meantime, he's working on getting that Lich closer to level 5. Finds the greater healing. Could come in really handy against that Demon Hunter that keeps on burning all of the mana from the DK.
Stole that last hit as well. Kept the experience away from the Night Elf heroes. Stone form a little too early, I guess, but it's not the end of the rush. There's so many Gargs. It's just 76 supply with 1,300 gold for on that player here.
Oh, the Murloc's behind. They're like, DC looks like he needs help.
It's the airdrop. Reinforcements coming in. from the depths. Is that gonna be good enough though? With DC down at 40, it's looking dire, to say the least.
Yeah, I think he might need an airstrike as well here to help out with his army, because there's so many gargoyles. DK is level 5. Panda will actually go down without staff being used, and this should be hit here for DC. 35 supply. That expansion will almost certainly go down. And SyDe can easily take one more expo behind this, and he will.
Yeah, what he needs here is a StarCraft 2 ghost nuke. What do they say when there's a nuke coming on? Nuclear launch detected?
Yeah. And there's a
What
red
all
dot.
the Gargs need to fly into. Otherwise, this might be the end. Might also be the end for the demon. He's got the TP. We'll have to use it. Nice block, by the way, by the DK. Oh my god, this demon actually just gets away. But GG, well played. SyDe makes it through. DC gonna be out.